Good day, folks. This is Walima Obadiah Mshindi, once again from Mshindi Pan-African Cultural Arts, owner and lead MVS instructor of Mshindi Vita Saana African Combat System. Okay, we're going into myth 5, I believe. We're into myth 5, so we're over the halfway point. And today, what we're going to cover and talk about is the myth of all martial arts, I should say, come from either Asia or Shaolin temples, or comes from some other place, but it's always some place that's not African. That is a myth. It could not be further from the truth. Now, the first thing that I'm going to kind of say on to that is that when you think about an art form or a skill, whether it's combat or a good creation, usually in civilization, people in general, whether various different cultures or not, no one particularly has a monopoly on too much of anything. Like no one has, okay, we've the only people who have, managed to develop some type of hair care or, hairstyles or anything like that. I wouldn't say that any particular culture has a monopoly on that, but I would say that we can give homage to different creations and ideas from various different cultures and people that have lived and done things surrounding their particular culture or their particular pursuit. So one of the things that is important for us to study when we're studying something that relates to, a combat art form and its inception or where it's developed is to study culture. It's very important to study our culture. It's very important to study other people's cultures as well. It's important to study ancient civilizations. It's important to study anthropology and things of that nature. That being said, I don't think it would be up for too much debate of, where the first humanoids have been found, the level of tools or the level of cultural things that have been saved or salvaged as artifacts has come from Al-Kabalan, has come from what we call today as Africa. So that being said, we can easily kind of just debunk this myth, talking about the first civilization, and then talking about, well, what are some of those things that arise within that civilization? What kind of things did they need? What tools did they need? What things were developed from them being at the Nile Basin or other different areas on the continent? And those are just the areas that we're able to discern thanks to the work of Anthony Browder and so many others. But those are the works that we've been able to uncover also because of the climate and also how good record keeping that it was. There were other different things, that you may find, whether it's in the Congo or, across the continent, that, because of the terrain, because of the climate, it wasn't really able to be as salvaged as it was in the area of Northern Africa or in Kemet. Okay. And also, if you're looking for books to kind of study some of these things, you can check out our book list on our website, mshindiarts.org. But also, some of the things that kind of come to mind is Stolen Legacy by James George. Some of the work from Dr. Ben is definitely good. We can't omit some of the work from Van Sertima before they came before Columbus. And there are so many, of his works that he's done besides just that particular book. There's also some work that he's done on African scientific contributions and African Renaissance, some essays and things of that nature. The Lost Sciences of Africa that, covers metallic elements, astrology, mathematics, architecture, engineering, agriculture, navigation, medicine, and just writing in general. Some of the work that the good brother Kalindi he did. I got a chance to spend some time with him at his home in Detroit when I was a young warrior, and he published several articles as well with bibliography work from the Book of the Dead and Dwellers of the Nile. So all that material is a good base to do your cultural and ancient civilization and anthropology research and understanding about how what the struggles and what the developments were of ancient civilizations and how that gave homage to shaping civilizations. And we would be remiss if those people didn't have an idea of how to defend themselves, how to protect themselves, and also how to keep themselves in shape and better develop fitness. So whether you see things, on the walls in Kemet, that are depicting that, or whether you read content in the books, that would primarily dispute those myths about all martial arts coming from someplace else that's not, Asian. There are definitely martial arts that have not, obviously, but if we're talking about giving homage to creation, we have to remember a couple of things also, is that a lot of African culture has been either, as my instructor would say, either lost, strayed, or stolen. So we have to do a better job at making sure that we protect and keep our intellectual property, and make sure that we develop new methods, and also that we go back and do what Sankofa says, and to fetch new things, and also not abandon our culture. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully you got a chance to learn something about some of those various books and topics, and how you can start your own research. Another question that we kind of get, particularly on the same line, is what is the lineage of Mshindi Vita Saana? What is the lineage of our system? So you can find a nice article that I wrote on that, which talks about some of our inspirations, as well as some of the things that developed MVS. I'll give you a little snippet here, talking about Nwagazi had to navigate the gang culture of Philadelphia. That's one of the things that contributed to the makeup of all the things. So go there and look in the FAQ section, and it deals with the lineage of Mshindi Vita Saana, and the article is An African Mind. So there's two different articles, one there, one particularly talking about the lineage, and one talking about the early inspirations and things of that nature. I hope that's helpful for you. Stay strong, stay sharp. As you can tell, it's getting a little bit colder in Philadelphia, so hoodie up, and I'll see you on the other side for Myth 6 later on in a week from now on Wednesday. And also, if you missed any of this content and you want to review it, please check our Instagram site. When I'm done all of this whole series, one of the things that I am going to do is I'm going to publish everything on our YouTube channel, and hopefully also push all of that things to Facebook, as I see that sometimes it's not pushing that correctly. All right, stay sharp, folks. I'll see you next Wednesday or sooner.